This is Pradeep Shrivastava. Welcome to my channel. See, uh, what happens is today, if someone says that you have to increase your productivity by 10x, okay, or you have to grow your business by 10x, then you're already on a lot of hustle bustle. You're already on an edge of burnout. So if this has to happen, then it adds to a lot of stress, anxiety, and a lot of time involvement with whatever you already have, right? So it becomes a total, it is a vicious circle where you get stuck, where you get stressed, and where the anxiety levels rise to the optimum, right? But what is interesting is in Japan, if it is said that if they have to do the same thing, they do it very silently, right? They go deeper, they work harder. How do they do this is what is important. So today, what I'm going to share with you is the 7 habits what the Japanese follow to ensure that there is a 10x growth in their entire system, right? So that is these 7 habits are going to be very interesting, and if you and I are able to imbibe some of these habits into our daily lives, I'm sure it is going to be highly productive. So it's going to be a very interesting video. Do like, share, and subscribe, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Let's start. This is Okay, let me start with the 7 habits, which is very important for a 10x growth. The first one is Kaizen, the Kaizen theory. What the Japanese do is, see, what we do is that in case if we have to change our life, if we want to change something, we will start it on, say, a Monday, and Tuesday it will slowly get slow, and by Wednesday we will quit. Whereas in Japan, as per the Kaizen theory, what they say is just find out one small thing for the day which can improve things by 1%, just 1%, and try to fix that. If you are able to do that, you are going to slowly and steadily reach the 10x level, right? So, what the mindset should be that what is that 1% thing which I can do to and fix it so that it is not a hindrance to your growth, right? So that is what is Kaizen theory. It's very interesting, and if you want to know, if you want to understand a detailed Kaizen theory, I can always put up a video. Please, please do write in the comment box. Yeah. Okay. So when you're probably trying to fix that 1%, you're basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to fix one broken link, right? You're trying to fix one broken link on your site, right? Or your desktop, or the work, or in the processes. So probably at that time when you fix that 1%, you would not feel that you've won, right? You don't feel that it is towards the win. But slowly and steadily, this all accumulates together, and it takes you to the winning level, right? So that is why Kaizen theory is very important, and you need to understand it perfectly. And it doesn't. The beauty of the Kaizen theory is it doesn't add stress. It doesn't add that you need to have invest a lot of time, right? So that is the beauty of it. Habit is called Shoshin, right? And Soshin actually means the beginner's mind. And I have put up a video on Soshin a couple of months before, rather a year before, and it is very interesting video. It talks about the complete concept. You should see that particular video so that you understand the Soshin theory properly. See what happens in social theory. They say that that generally we all think that we are experts, right? That is the first thing we do. And once we start thinking, once we start thinking that we are experts, we stop going, right? So that is the one big mistake we do, right? And it is a very dangerous place, especially with AI changing everything. How can you think you're experts, right? You're expert in everything. So that is very dangerous. So what Soshin says is it's about looking that at your industry like a new man, a new beginner. You should always take a task, and when you take a task, you should think as a new beginner, and always have a question that why does it work this way? You should start with this. So the why is very important. Why does it work this way? So once you start working with a beginner's mind, a fresh mind, and with no preconceptions, then you are likely to perform better, right? And you are likely to, find out shortcuts and opportunities which the experts cannot find because they are with a fixed mindset, right? So that is very important. So the social theory is a very interesting theory, and there's already a video on it. Please see my videos on Japanese culture and the Shoshin particularly. You will be able to understand it better. That's also very interesting. This philosophy is also very interesting, which I find it very nice. It's called Ho Ren So. It's called Ho Ren So, which essentially means the meeting killer, right? So, see what we see is we have meetings discussing on few points, and the meetings can go on and on for many days, for many months, to come to the conclusion, right? And it is a pure wastage of time, right? The thing which can happen faster takes a hell amount of time, and that is the reason the productivity decreases, correct? And when you're taking a meeting, mind you, the productivity of all the people sitting in the team, is stuck. So that's very important. So what Japanese people say in this philosophy of Henry So is that if you're planning to have a meeting, right, what you need to do a proper homework, and you need to, for example, you need to inform the team, you need to consult it before the big move, right? It should be a simple communication flow that kills the, hour-long, status checks, right? It stops. So what you do, basically what it means is that before the meeting starts, before you wanting to have a meeting for a long goal, you try to build up. You build up by informing the teams, you start talking to the teams, you start putting the teams to the level where you want them to be in the meeting. So you have already, when you do all these activities before the actual meeting starts, you have already done half of the work, rather more than half of the work, because you are at a level playing platform, and people are able to understand, and hence the rejections would be less, the discussions would be less, and the results would be faster. So that's what is core and soul, right? Very interesting, no? Let's go to the football. See, the fourth habit, which is important, is called monozukuri, right? It is called monozukuri, which actually means the spirit of the craft, right? So what does this mean, and why is this important? See, in a world when everyone is rushing to release, average products, people are busy manufacturing, coming out with products, but they are generally average products, right? To make a quick buck. So why this has been done? Because they want to make quick money. But in Monzuguri, it actually means that it has to be your competitive edge. Your product has to be your competitive edge. It's talking about the real pride in the work itself. So you should have a very real pride in the work itself, and not just the profit in mind, right? When you're obsessed with quality, you offer to a master craftsman, right? Your customers feel it. So the quality is very important, and quality is only possible once you have the concept of monozukuri in mind, and hence your product will have a competitive edge over others, right? So you don't have to chase sales. In that case, the sales will come automatically. So monozukuri is also a very important Japanese theory which everyone needs to understand. See, the sixth habit is also very interesting, right? O it's called O by Tori, right? Which actually means the comparison shield. See, what happens is, as human beings, right? When you are in business, right, you see that if there is a competitor of yours who is hitting a milestone, you get worried, right? And you also you also try to go after it, so that you are not left behind. See, so what this theory says, what what Tori says, that you don't have to do that. Right? Don't get panicked. Don't get worried. See, in a year you have various seasons. The fruits, various fruits will happen in various months. The cherry, the plum, the peach trees, they all bloom at different times, right? So your time will also come, and they all are beautiful, right? So what the Japanese people say, that every business has a season, right? And your business has a season too. So do not get bogged down, and do not get worried, because that is the fastest way to burn out. Okay, so follow the very simple theory of Owatori, right? Come to the last habit, which is called Nimawashi. What is Nimawashi? Nimawashi is basically meant the invisible foundation. So this theory means that uh, it's actually a pro tip, right? most people think that big deals are won in the boardrooms, right? That is what people think with a flashy PowerPoint presentation. They aren't. In actual sense, they aren't, right? Nima Wasi says that it is a habit of preparing the soil. What Nima Wasi means, preparing the soil, right? It's about having a quiet conversations with the team, right? Building up the relationship before the official meeting happens, right? So when the meeting starts, okay, it is very easy that you go to the boardroom, and because you have done all this work, right, you get a yes from the team, right? And that's how the work becomes easier. The goal comes faster, right? So that is what is called Dimavashi, right? It was interesting, right? So productivity. So to conclude, productivity isn't about doing more, right? Productivity isn't about doing more. It's about being more intentional. So productivity is not about being more. It is about being intentional, right? And I would like to know from you that which of the 7 habits you would like to follow in your business, or you already follow, and please put down in the comments, right? And if you like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe. And if you want, give me a feedback that if you like this kind of videos, I would rather come out with more beautiful videos in the coming future. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.